He called himself the Top G.
When you are Top G, you are dangerous at everything. That's why I'm Top G.
A multimillionaire kickboxer turned influencer, Andrew Tate claimed he had all the answers to life, money, women, and power. To his fans, he was a fearless truth teller. To critics, a dangerous misogynist. And in 2022, his name dominated the internet like wildfire until everything came crashing down. This is the rise and fall of Andrew Tate, a story of fame, controversy, and consequences. Humble beginnings and early hustle. Andrew Tate was born on December 1st, 1986, in Washington, D.C., and raised in Luton, England. His father, Emery Tate, was a renowned chess player, and that sense of discipline, competition, and strategy clearly rubbed off on Andrew. From a young age, Tate was ambitious, outspoken, and determined to be successful on his own terms. Before he became a household name on the internet, Tate was a professional kickboxer. He won multiple world championships and even competed on the UK reality show Big Brother in 2016. However, it was his appearance on Big Brother that first sparked controversy. He was removed from the house early after old videos surfaced showing him allegedly hitting a woman with a belt. Tate claimed it was consensual roleplay, and while no charges were filed, it was the beginning of a long, stormy relationship between Andrew Tate and the media, reinventing himself online. After his exit from reality TV, Tate went quiet for a while, but he wasn't gone. He was building. Tate began developing an online persona built around wealth, masculinity, and domination. Through platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and especially YouTube, he posted flashy videos of luxury cars, mansions, private jets, and cigar-smoking alpha male monologues. In 2022, he exploded onto TikTok even though he didn't have an account himself. His clips, often shared by fans and affiliates, went viral. In these videos, Tate gave brutal, often inflammatory takes on money, women, dating, and society. He preached self-improvement, but wrapped it in extreme rhetoric.
That a woman becomes a man's property.
I believe she belongs to the man in marriage, correct?
Saying things like, women belong in the home, or men should never show emotion.
If women can cry, men can cry too. There's nothing wrong with it, and there absolutely is something wrong with it.
These clips were shared, stitched, and debated, turning him into a viral sensation. He wasn't just talking the talk. Tate launched Hustlers University, a subscription-based program where followers paid monthly fees to learn about dropshipping, crypto, affiliate marketing, and other hustles. At its peak, Hustlers University boasted over 100,000 members, generating millions in monthly income. The program also incentivized users to share Tate's content to grow the brand, effectively turning his fans into a global marketing army. It worked. By mid-2022, Andrew Tate had gone from internet footnote to the most Googled man on the planet, the height of influence. At the height of his fame in 2022, Tate wasn't just an internet figure. He was a full-blown cultural phenomenon. He was interviewed by top YouTubers like Adine Ross, appeared on podcasts like Full Send, and debated well-known creators including Hassan Abi and XQC. Whether people agreed with him or not, everyone wanted to talk about him. His fame crossed borders and demographics. Teenagers quoted him, men worshipped him, women debated him. Schools started issuing warnings to teachers about his influence on young boys. To his fans, Tate was speaking uncomfortable truths in a world full of lies. They saw him as a masculine role model in an era of what they viewed as weak men and confused values. But to his critics, Tate was spreading dangerous ideas, normalizing sexism, emotional abuse, and authoritarian worldviews. Governments and advocacy groups began to pay attention. Videos were banned, content removed, and social media companies started cracking down. The social media ban hammer. In August 2022, Tate faced the digital guillotine. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube all banned his accounts for violating policies on hate speech and harmful content. It was a massive blow, but not a death sentence. Tate had already prepared for this possibility. In a bold move, he migrated to Rumble, a free speech video platform popular with right-wing and canceled creators. His first live stream there drew over 100,000 live viewers. Meanwhile, his Telegram channel continued to grow, and his fan base followed him. In the age of deplatforming, Tate managed to stay relevant, largely because his persona was bigger than any one app. However, what came next would shake his empire to its core. The fall, legal trouble in Romania. In December 2022, Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan were arrested in Romania on suspicion of human trafficking, rape, and forming an organized crime group.
The British government has charged Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan with rape and human trafficking, among other charges.
The Romanian Directorate for Investigating Organized Crime and Terrorism alleged that Tate had exploited women by forcing them into webcam sex work under false pretenses and threats. The arrest was dramatic. Videos showed masked police raiding his luxury villa. Social media lit up. Fans claimed it was a setup. Critics said it was overdue. The case made international headlines. Even people who had never heard of him before were now watching. For weeks, Tate was held in Romanian custody as investigations unfolded. He claimed the charges were false and that he was being targeted for speaking out against the system, positioning himself as a political prisoner rather than a criminal.
We live in a democratic society where it's innocent until proven guilty, and I think my brother and I are largely misunderstood. There's a lot of opinions about us, a lot of things that go around about us on the internet. We've yet to be convicted of any crime in our lives.
Throughout 2023, the legal process dragged on. Tate and his brother were released into house arrest and eventually granted bail, but the charges remained. DCOT stated they had testimony from multiple women and evidence of coercion, manipulation, and financial exploitation. Tate continued to deny everything. His online presence shifted, less bragging, more strategic. He framed the ordeal as part of a broader war against masculinity and truth. Whether this narrative will hold depends heavily on how the courts rule. The divide, hero or villain. As of now, Andrew Tate remains one of the most polarizing figures of the internet age. His supporters see the legal battles as proof that the Matrix is real, a coordinated effort to silence truth-tellers. They believe Tate is fighting for men's rights against woke culture and for freedom of thought. But critics see a man who built his empire on toxic masculinity, manipulation, and cult-like marketing schemes. To them, his messages encourage a warped view of gender dynamics and exploit the vulnerabilities of impressionable young men. Major platforms still keep him banned, but his name continues to trend. Podcasts, YouTube videos, and social media posts about Tate regularly rack up millions of views. Like it or not, the culture can't stop watching. The legacy and the unknown future. What happens next will define Andrew Tate's legacy. If he is found guilty, it will confirm what many feared, that behind the flashy cars and bravado was a dark truth. But if he's acquitted, it could supercharge his status as a martyr of cancel culture. Either way, Andrew Tate changed the game. He hacked the algorithm. He exploited outrage culture to climb the ranks of fame. He mixed self-help with shock value, discipline with domination. He wasn't the first to do it, but he did it bigger, louder, and faster than anyone else. And in doing so, he forced the internet to confront some uncomfortable questions. What messages are we rewarding? What kind of role models do young men have? And how do we deal with controversial figures in an age where attention is currency? Andrew Tate's rise and fall is more than a personal story. It's a mirror reflecting the internet's hunger for extreme personalities, quick fixes, and viral sound bites. It's about the power of social media to create and destroy global figures overnight. He built an empire with his voice, his charisma, and his willingness to say the unsayable. But he also courted chaos, controversy, and now, potentially, criminal conviction. As his story continues to unfold in courtrooms and comment sections alike, one thing is certain: Andrew Tate isn't just a man. He's a phenomenon. And whether his story ends in redemption or ruin, the world will be watching.